President Biden is literally done, and President Biden has dropped out of the race. We're seeing it all over the place. CNN, CNN's reporting Biden drops out of the 2024 presidential race and endorses Kamala Harris. We got Fox News saying Donald Trump says Biden is not fit to serve. Who is going to be running the country for the next 5 months? So this is coming from Donald Trump as well. Former President Trump said that President Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is not and never was fit to serve. The Republican presidential nominee was reacting to Joe Biden's stunning announcement Sunday afternoon that he is suspending his reelection campaign. So this is Donald Trump actually responding to the breaking news that Joe Biden is dropping out of the presidential race. So this Donald Trump is literally reacting in live, like real time, because the news just came out that Joe Biden is dropping out of the presidential election. He goes on to say, quote, "He is the worst president in the history of our country, folks." This is what Donald Trump told Fox News on a phone interview just a couple of hours ago. Quote, "There has never been a president so bad. He's not fit to serve. And I ask, who is going to be running the country for the next 5 months?" Now, I'm going to ask you guys, what do y'all think? By the way, if you haven't already, please hit the like button for the video. Subscribe to the channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Just drop me a quick hello. Let me know if we're okay. I got my mic on. Hopefully, it's not acting up right now. Donald Trump also posted on his Truth Social just this afternoon, quote, "Crooked Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is certainly not fit to serve, never was. He only attained the position of president by lies, fake news, and not leaving his basement," end quote. Now, I got to ask you guys, what do you think? Do you think that this just pretty much guarantees and solidifies President Joe Biden's, do you think that this solidifies former President Donald Trump's victory come November? Please let me know what you guys think about this. And do you think that if Kamala Harris ends up being Joe Biden's replacement, do you think that she has a better shot for the Democrats? So that's my question for you guys. He goes on to say, "Now, look what he's done for our country with millions of people coming across our border, totally unchecked and unvetted, many from prisons and mental institutions and record numbers of terrorists," he wrote. "We will suffer greatly because of his presidency. But we will remedy the damage that he has done very, very quickly," end quote. He added, "Make America great again." What do you guys think? If you guys are in support of Donald Trump, type in Trump 2024 in the comments, folks. In the comments, folks. By the way, happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing very well. I am like losing my voice. I did a lot of shouting over the last couple of days. So I really appreciate if, my voice kind of cuts in and out every now and then. My bad, you guys. So Biden announced just a couple of hours ago, this Sunday, that he will suspend his 2024 re-election campaign amid mounting pressure, folks. And we've been talking about how long have we been talking about this, guys? How long, guys? Dude, I was calling this for so long that Joe Biden was going to be dropping out of the election. And here we have it. Like, I feel so vindicated because a lot of people were saying, like, there's certain channels out here. There's certain channels out here that would basically take the other side of the argument when Donald Trump was going through all these different court cases. And they're like, oh, Donald Trump is getting destroyed in the courts. DA Alvin Bragg this, Fannie Willis that, Letitia James that. It's like, look, this was all a sham from the very beginning. And I've called it ever since then. In fact, earlier this week, I was saying Joe Biden's going to be dropping out of the election. We were getting inside intel, boots on the ground information before this became public information that Joe Biden had intentions on quitting. We were observing all of these different hints and clues that were coming out from within the Democratic Party, including former President Barack Obama, dropping all sorts of hints that they were losing faith in Biden. And here we have it. So the unprecedented announcement came as the increasing number of Democratic lawmakers had begun to publicly call for Biden to step aside, and the party's leadership reportedly was engaged in efforts to convince Biden, 81 years old, he could not win the November's general election against former President Donald Trump. The 2024 GOP nominee who beat Biden defeated 4 years ago to win the White House. Now, a lot of people even to this day are saying Biden never beat Donald Trump. The elections, 2020, a lot of people are still not happy. So now folks are really concerned because we know how desperate the Democratic Party is going to be at this point. Donald Trump has made his announcement that he has teamed up with Senator J.D. Vance. And so J.D. Vance is now his vice presidential pick. So Donald Trump continues to move forward. There is a letter that I do want to read to you guys. Let's see. So hopefully you guys can see this letter from Joe Biden. Okay. So Joe Biden says, and this is what he posted on his Twitter account. Okay. So Joe Biden says, let me just kind of make this a little bit bigger. Okay. So Joe Biden says, my fellow Americans, and this is dated July 21st, 2024. Okay. So it says, my fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of our world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president, and while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation for the American people, for the faith and the trust that you've placed in me. I believe today, what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. And then, of course, Joe Biden signed off on the bottom, making it official, folks. This is Joe Biden's official resignation letter that he has posted on Joe Biden or at Joe Biden on his X, aka Twitter account. So it's official, guys. Type in FJB if you're happy Joe Biden has dropped out. Just type in FJB if you guys are glad Joe Biden dropped out of the election, and type in Trump 2024 if you think that that this pretty much seals the fate for Donald Trump going forward. How are you guys doing this Sunday afternoon? I'm just kind of going through the comments right now. Getting a lot of FJBs in here, folks. Wow. A lot of FJBs. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, guys, make sure you check out the. Well, they didn't actually sponsor today's video, but check out our partners, check out our friends over at Priority Gold. A lot of folks are looking to diversify their investments, whether it's for retirement or to just kind of preserve wealth. A lot of folks are looking at the value of the US dollar and they're saying to themselves, hey, how can we, diversify our holdings? And a lot of people are looking at gold and they're looking at silver as well as other precious metals. So I encourage you guys to check out our friends over at Priority Gold. You'll see a link in the description down below this video. I'll even leave a pinned comment for you guys. Donald Trump reacts to Joe Biden dropping out an hour ago. Donald Trump slams Biden after he drops out of the race. Certainly not fit to serve. Oh man. So JD Vance calls on Joe Biden to resign from presidency immediately. Oh wow. So this actually came out just a couple of minutes ago. All right. So JD Vance, obviously, y'all know Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump has decided to partner up with JD Vance. So JD Vance is now the vice presidential nominee. And JD Vance is actually leading a wave of calls for President Joe Biden to not only drop out of the race, which he's already done, but now JD Vance took it a step further and says he wants Joe Biden to step down from the White House immediately. Like now. Leave the White House right now. The Ohio senator claimed that if the president isn't fit to campaign, he shouldn't be trusted to remain in the White House. In a message sent hours before President Biden said he was suspending his election campaign. Wow. Quote, not running for re-election would be a clear admission that President Trump was right all along about Biden not being mentally fit enough to serve as commander-in-chief. This is what Senator JD Vance wrote on his Twitter page, guys. There is no middle ground, he continued. Biden sent shockwaves throughout the political universe Sunday afternoon, caving to massive pressure to call his campaign quits. House Speaker Mike Johnson also immediately called on President Joe Biden to resign. Quote, if Joe Biden is not fit to run for president, he's not fit to serve as president, he must resign the office immediately. November 5th cannot arrive soon enough, end quote. This came from House Speaker Mike Johnson. Representative Elise Stefanik, Republican out of New York, the number 3 Republican in the House, also jumped in. Quote, the Democratic Party is in absolute free fall for their blatant, corrupt, and desperate attempt to cover up the fact that Joe Biden is unfit for office, end quote. Yo, Biden and the Democratic Party is getting blasted left and right, guys. Quote, this is Senator Josh Hawley now. Senator Josh Hawley says, then resign from your office. If you can't run a more political campaign, you can't be president, end quote. Here's another one, quote, being president is the hardest job in the world, and I no longer have confidence that Joe Biden can effectively execute his duties as commander-in-chief. This came from Senator Steve Daines. Democrats can't have it both ways. If Joe Biden can't handle a debate or a rally, he can't stand up to Putin or have access to nuclear codes. This came from Savannah VR, Deputy Communications Director of the National Republican Congressional Committee. Biden quitting marks the end of weeks of pressure building from fellow Democrats, pushing the octogenarian president to hand over the keys to another person to run. So, they are lighting this guy up. Oh my God. Early Sunday, Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat, he jumped in. Senator Joe Manchin jumped in. Well, Senator Joe Manchin has joined 4 of his Senate Democrat colleagues in calling on Joe Biden to step aside and to allow a new generation to come forward. This is Senator Joe Manchin, guys. Manchin, who left the Democratic Party in May, but still caucuses with them, joins the likes of Senators Peter Welch, John Tester, Martin Heinrich, and Sherrod Brown on the call. Even one of Biden's most long-standing and visible supporters, Hollywood star George Clooney, called on him to drop out of the race in an article that was published on July 10th. So Biden's done, guys. It's over. It's over. So, yeah, I wanted to give you guys this quick update. Again, like I said, breaking news. President Joe Biden is dropping out of the race. He's dropping out of the election. So he gets behind Kamala Harris. But is she going to be any better off? A lot of folks are like, yo, who's really running this country? Is it Hunter Biden, the crackhead? Is it his wife, Jill Biden? Is it Kamala Harris behind the scenes? Like, what's really going on? So anyway, guys, hit the like button for the video. Subscribe to the channel. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing very well. Like I said, check out our friends over at Priority Gold. Hit the link in the description down below. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.